Okay, good morning, children. I think this is my first biology class with you. Before this, Bibik sir was doing it. Now I've taken over. Okay, so we are going to do, I think you have already done the chapter on excretion, nervous system, allergy, whatever. We'll be doing chapter number 6, respiration in plants. Okay, now what is respiration? What is it connected to a plant? How does it help a plant? Respiration is a very important process. Understood? Without respiration, a plant cannot survive. It needs to get energy. Whatever food that has been prepared by photosynthesis, that food needs to be utilized. And how does it utilize? It gets utilized by the process of respiration. Okay, in fact, it's an important activity in a plant's life. In fact, respiration takes place in animals also. We also do the same thing because it's cellular, and though we are living things and we are connected to each other, it's just that plants don't move, animals move about. Study of animals is geology, study of plants is botany, all those things are there, right? So the definition given in the book is the process by which glucose molecules are broken down to release energy is called respiration. Now, what is glucose? See, whenever we eat food, whatever product that is got from there, understood? It's glucose. That's the most important thing. In fact, in humans also, it is a glucose thing which decides whether when you get hungry, when you don't get hungry, the energy that is required. That's why athletes, they take glucose. That powder you've had that. I'm sure it's sweet. It's powdery. It looks like sugar. It gives you instant energy. Understood? Even when you go to hospitals and all, like it's saline water, but they say glucose, they've given you glucose and all. Okay, so basically glucose is very important, right? It gives you instant energy. Our body uses glucose, breaks it down, takes out byproducts. Sometimes byproducts are there, not there, right? And takes out energy. The different types of respiration, aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, we'll be getting into that. Okay. So the process by which glucose molecules are broken down to release energy is called respiration. How plants get glucose is through photosynthesis. How do we get glucose? Animals is through the food we eat. Okay, now it says here glucose, again carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates, the bulk of a diet, right? Like we Indians, certain cultures also have this thing. Like if you see the nutritional chart or the kind of nutritional chart of the food that a person eats on a daily basis, in every country, you'll see that carbohydrates forms the chunk. Like in India, it's chapati, rice. In America and all those countries, it's bread, okay, potatoes. In Irish communities, Ireland and all, Norway and all, okay, like Viking people, they eat potato. So bulk of the diet is carbohydrates, okay, that gives you the energy to move. That's why these people who do hard labor, they eat a lot of rice or they eat a lot of chapatis because they need that energy. Understood? Now if that energy is not used up completely, if the calories are not burnt up completely, then your body tends to store in the form of fats. That's why you become fat. Okay, when you eat a lot of rice and you don't have exercise, then you tend to put on weight. Let's not use the word fat. You tend to put on weight. Okay, so the process of breaking down of glucose to release energy is called respiration, as I've already told you. The body gets oxygen through breathing. True, we get oxygen through breathing, and the glucose combines with the oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. See, I'll explain the human body first. Okay, we eat food, we breathe. When we breathe, the oxygen comes to our nostrils and that comes to the lungs, and that's taken by the red blood cells, is taken to the different parts of the cell. The red blood cell is like the carrier, the transport system of the body, human body. Okay, now it's taken to the different parts of the cells, and the cells use this oxygen for the process of respiration. They combine oxygen with the glucose or the carbohydrate that they have got from the stomach after absorption of food takes place. It's in the form of glucose. Okay. So the cells use that up, the glucose is used with the help of oxygen, and obviously whenever we eat, we excrete, so there is waste product. The waste product that is obtained is Carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Energy is stored in special chemical molecules or substances called adenosine triphosphate. Big name, long name, short form ATP. Okay, and it's that energy which carries out all the biological functions. Okay, so the formula of respiration. Formula of respiration. Okay, so according to the book, it is glucose plus oxygen will give you carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Okay, energy is in the form of ATP. ATP is adenosine later on in higher classes you'll be doing some Krebs cycle and all those things, in which how many molecules of ATP is produced in the different types of respiration and all. That's important. Okay, so this is the formula. This is what happens. The glucose that is already there in your body, which you got in the form of food, or in plants after the process of photosynthesis, you get glucose, right? Glucose will, what is photosynthesis again? Let me go back a little bit. Carbon dioxide that is there in the atmosphere or given off by plants after respiration, right, is used up by the plants. Okay, they use carbon dioxide, they use water. In the present, I think I've made a formula out here. I'll just explain it to you. I gave you the notes yesterday, so there's a formula I've already quoted. So carbon dioxide, okay, water is taken from the roots. Carbon dioxide is obtained from the plant itself or from the atmosphere to stomata. It comes in, right? And with the minerals, obviously, it's always the minerals are required, which is not given in books, but it is always there. And in the presence of sunlight, with the help of chlorophyll found in chloroplast, okay, stoma, grana, those small discs sort of thing inside where you flatten discs, okay. So in leaves, basically, so photosynthesis takes place. For leaves are the kitchen of the plant, right? And you get glucose and oxygen, right? So the oxygen, that's the green plants give oxygen during the daytime. That oxygen we breathe, and glucose is again that same glucose is used in respiration out here. Okay, so glucose plus oxygen will give you, if I am not mistaken, this is the formula for glucose plus O2 will give you CO2 plus H2O plus ATP, energy. Okay, depends from formula to formula, depends from okay. So this is the chemical equation, not balanced, but that's the way it is. Okay, now so the energy released is stored in energy-rich chemical substances, as I've already called ATP or adenosine triphosphate. A total of 38 ATP molecules are produced by the oxidation of one molecule of glucose in aerobic respiration. Let's classify that also. Okay, so that's a huge number. In anaerobic, it's just 2. Okay, now. So these ATP molecules are stored in the cells, and they can be broken down at any time for the release of energy for the various biological processes of metabolic activities that needs to take place in the body. Okay, so that's the process of conversion of glucose in the food to energy-rich ATP molecules with the help of oxygen, during which carbon dioxide and water are produced, as byproducts is known as respiration. Understood? So clearly understand, respiration is nothing but we have eaten the food. Plant has manufactured the food by photosynthesis. We are heterotrophs, we are not autotrophs. We do not make our own food. That's why plants are called autotrophs, because they automatic. Automatic is something that moves on its own or functions on its own. Okay, so autotrophs, they make their own food in the leaves, and food is, after photosynthesis, the end product is oxygen and glucose, right? We are heterotrophs. We have to depend upon green plants and animals for our food. So when we eat vegetables, rice and all, we get glucose from there, right? Now cellular respiration, both same, plants, animals, there's no difference. What happens? Glucose gets combined with oxygen, and byproducts are carbon dioxide, water and ATP. This is what our body needs actually. Okay, this is what our body is concentrating upon. This is what we actually need. These things are, see, the difference between plant and animals again. In plants, whenever the transpirational process is taking place, carbon dioxide part is released. Most of them are used within the plant only. But in animals, we tend to release this out of our body and we do not reabsorb it. Water can be absorbed in both the cases. Okay. So, the entire process of respiration takes partially in the cytoplasm and partially in the mitochondria. What is the cytoplasm? It is the, let's say this is a cell, this is the nucleus, okay, the nucleus. Okay, this dotted part is the cytoplasm. Right. Now, inside the cytoplasm there are bean-shaped structures called mitochondria, and I'm sure everybody knows by now. Everybody, since the time you've been introduced to science, I think biology is one of the first subjects that is introduced to a child. Whenever the child has to interact with science, thereafter physics, chemistry and all follow, right? So mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, basically the battery in a cell. Okay, so mostly it takes place in the mitochondria only, but yeah, part of it do take place in the cytoplasm. And the process of cellular respiration is similar in plants and animals as given in the book. On that column on page number 70, did you know, I like all these things. Since the process of respiration takes place inside cells, it is also called cellular respiration. True, inside cells means cellular respiration. There are two byproducts of cellular respiration, carbon dioxide and water. Out of these two, only CO2 is considered as waste product, as its accumulation in the body is harmful for whom? Animals, not for plants. Okay, so for plants, they are not a waste product. Understood? So can you see this beautiful relationship between photosynthesis and respiration? How they are coexisting with each other, a kind of a symbiosis, where the waste product taken out by one is used as food by the other, and the waste product taken out by other is used as a food by one. It's such a beautiful process, you know. That's how science has evolved, that's how nature's evolved, hand of God, all these things. Okay, so respiration is of two types. Okay, one is aerobic. Aerobic, I think, I don't know how many of you have heard this word, like for health conscious people, people who think that money is not everything, material possession is not everything, health is everything. They understand this word aerobic. Aerobics. Aerobics is what? You're doing exercises without using weights. You're just stretching your body, jumping, or push-ups and all those things. All these things come with the aerobics because you're not using any weight. While you're doing the exercise, yes, one thing is very important, and that is the most important. Even if you've seen Baba Ramdev, he emphasizes on that fact. Breathing, oxygen. Okay, what do we breathe in? We breathe in a multitude of gases inside our body, but the important gas our body needs, due to which we need to breathe. If that gas is not there, we will die of suffocation, is oxygen. Baba Ramdev also talks about this. Because if you don't breathe properly, you go to Art of Living. They also talk about this only. Most people, they cannot function properly, they feel weak, they feel stressed out, they feel sick because they do not breathe properly. If you breathe properly, most of the problems in the body tends to get solved. So aerobic respiration is respiration which involves oxygen or in the presence of oxygen. Okay, and if you see that another type of respiration is anaerobic respiration, the amount of molecules produced in both the cases is there's a vast sea of difference. In fact, I would not call a small difference, it's a large difference. Okay. So according to the book, oxidation of food, glucose takes place in the presence of oxygen. Whatever I showed you the previous formula at the time is called aerobic respiration. In this, the glucose is completely oxidized. That means not even a molecule, not even an atom of glucose is left behind. The oxygen completely burns it up, uses it up. Okay, to form carbon dioxide and water. As I told you, humans, animals, carbon dioxide is a waste product. We throw it out of our body, we exhale. That's what the red blood cells do when it goes to the different parts of the body, in the cells basically. It gives it oxygen. Red blood cell is a disc shaped structure. Okay, so it carries oxygen, O2. Okay, it gives it to the cells. It gives it to the cells, and the cells, the byproduct, the waste the cells give to the red blood cell is CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay, children. So from the lungs, this red blood cell takes the oxygen to the cells. In the cells, the whole respiration takes place. Okay, in this case, it's aerobic respiration. Obviously, oxygen is involved. Aerobic respiration takes place. The waste byproduct, carbon dioxide, is again carried by the red blood cells back to the lungs. So when we inhale, it is O2. When we exhale, it is CO2, carbon dioxide. That's the whole thing behind it. Okay, and look at the symbiosis or the relation that nature has made with humans and animals. Humans actually we were not supposed to be so large in numbers in terms of population. Natural selection was supposed to take place. There was supposed to be a beautiful balance between plants and animals, or plants and humans. Okay, and the carbon dioxide that we would give out, that would also be absorbed by plants. So you see, there was no element of waste. There was no question of something that is extra that needs to be taken care of, or it becomes a headache like the waste that we generate. It's a major problem in today's society. Humans are the only species or organism on this planet which takes out such a huge amount of waste. The waste that plants take out, they can also be utilized. Understood? Everything is utilized. Any waste that an animal takes out is utilized by plants. The wild animals, whatever the rest of the animals that are there on this planet. But it's humans. The waste that we take out, only a few of them can be used. The rest is a major problem. That's why we have garbage. That's why we have plastics floating in the ocean. That's why we have catastrophes like landslides happenings. So much of pollution is all because of mismanagement of waste. So in aerobic respiration, as I told you, this is what happens in the humans. Okay, so the formula is again same, whatever we did. Glucose plus oxygen again. Plus energy will be 38 ATP molecules. Okay, huge amount of energy, right? So in aerobic respiration, 38 ATP molecules are released from the oxidation of one glucose. This is from one glucose molecule, one molecule of glucose. You get 38 molecules of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so this is your aerobic respiration, right? So whenever you exercise, if you breathe properly, see children, if you breathe properly, if you take in a lot of oxygen or enough oxygen that your body requires, it burns up all the glucose that you have accumulated in your body, and then you get a huge amount of energy, which makes you lively, which makes you active, your body will function properly, and you will not put on weight. See, the whole equation of healthy living is here. Understood? Burning of your... I know some of you kids might be overweight also. It's because of the food that you eat. The normal food you would not eat, but all the junk food is all the chips and this and that is such enticing and flavorful and it's so tempting. But remember, if this equation is not balanced properly, if it doesn't take place properly, the junk food that you take also, some amount of glucose is there. If you don't burn it up properly, if that does not happen, then you become unhealthy. Okay. Now, how many minutes, sir? 1 minute. Okay. So, we'll stop till there. Next time I'll be doing any... I've already given the notes on all the topics on this chapter yesterday in WhatsApp. Please do copy it. I've told you to make figures, diagrams. Please follow that, make it, color it. I would love to see colored diagrams. Okay. The rest we'll be doing by the next class. I should be able to complete this. Thereafter, we'll be doing fill in the blanks and choose the correct option and all those things. Okay. Then this chapter will be over. Thank you, children.